Okay, so here we have the tides we're modeling. High tide was at midnight, it was 7 feet high. 6 a.m. is low tide at 3. So we pulled out all these numbers. Lucas, can you give me, there's a number of equations, but can you give me one equation that will model the depth of the water?
Like cosine or sine?
Your choice. Which one makes better sense?
Cosine.
Cosine in this case, because
Why? Because it starts like at the top.
because cosine starts high. This is at the yep. Okay, so cosine sounds perfect. What else do I say?
Oh, you gotta put the 2 in front.
Got to put the 2 in front, the amplitude, the height of the wave.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you need like pi over 6. And then another parenthesis. Or you just put x. And then plus 5.
Serene, what do you think? Yeah, that's right.
I think he just did an incredible job.
Fernando, if I was being like, I don't know, I want a negative cosine, what would we have to do? Like, okay, well,
I know it.
all this stuff is the same, but I need a shift. Wait,
You just gotta go right 6.
So is it x?
Minus 6.
You guys will get that?
Yeah.
So, Fernando, right? Because the low point happened at x equals 6, so, yeah. And really, if you want to be in full pain and say, oh, let's get the sine function, we'd shift it 3 units that way, and it would be a negative. Okay. Okay, Tori, what do I have to do to find the height of the water in 4 hours, which I should probably make this a t, not an x.
Can you multiply the period times 4?
No, that's not gonna, that's,
To find like the
okay. This is saying at 4 a.m. What's the height of the water at 4 a.m.? How does multiplying the period give me that?
well, I thought the period was the end of a full thing, so maybe
Period repeats itself every 12 hours. Maya, do you have any idea how we'd find the height of the depth of the water in 4 hours? I mean, it's right here. Will, what do you think?
Oh, what I did is I plugged 4 into x, and then I would do like 4 plus 6, you get -2, and then I would do -2 times pi over 6, I think. The parentheses there, like, and then
Okay.
you just kind of like solve it out, I guess. So.
All right, well, and I should have put t here, and this maybe should have been at h of t, height of the water with respect to time.
So like 2 pi over 3 is.
Ferris, do you remember what cosine of 2 pi over 3 is from our unit circle stuff?
It's like, wait, no, it's 0.
No. First of all, 2 pi over 3 goes into which quadrant? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Goes into 3. Oh, it goes in between 2, 3, and 4. It's not in a quadrant. Oh my god.
2 pi over 3 is totally in
Oh, wait, no,
the
it's in the second quadrant.
It's in quadrant 2. Chris?
My bad. I thought it said 3 pi over 4. Oh, I thought it said
It's
3 pi over
1/3,
4.
it's a 60 degree.
Okay, so 2 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, 2/3 of the way to actually pi. And Chris just said, pi is there, so he said, Arga here, cosine is negative in quadrant 2, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so it's 1/2. Nick, what's the problem? Cool. So this was 2 times negative 1/2 plus 5. What's 2 times negative 1/2 without a calculator?
I would say 1.
Negative 1. And negative 1 plus 5, the height of the water is going to be 4 feet.
You? Oh, wait, never mind.
What? I guess.
So you do 3.5.
Okay, David says to answer part D, the height of the water is going to equal this. And, okay, well, let's see. 3.5 minus 5, negative 3 over 2 equals 2 cosine, divided by 2. Do I know when cosine is negative 3 over 4? Is that on the unit circle? Is it? Okay, this would be a calculator question at this point. Which I don't know that we have the time to do all the calculator stuff today. So we will save that for tomorrow. The homework that I want you guys to do is the back of the sheet, which is to set everything up. But do you have questions about graphing? Like what's going to be on the Excel? Yes, Maya.
It's like the
The kinds of, like, let's look at one of the exit cards you guys had. So one side was this, like, you'll have to graph sine or cosine with all the things changed. Amplitude of this, there's no number written out front, so what's the amplitude? 1. What's the period of this one gonna be? 2 pi over 3, how'd you do that, Sari? That's the b value is the number attached to the x, so the period is 2 pi, the normal pi for sine and cosine, divided by that b value. Oh goodness. So how do I label the slices on the thing?
You do that
divided by
over 4.
4.
You divide this period by 4, so 2 pi over 3 divided by 4.
We could start with pi over 6, and then 20 pi over 3, and then 3 pi over 6, and then 2 pi over 3.
Yeah, so it'd be 1/6, 2/6, 3/6. You could reduce or not, I don't especially care. So we should end at 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 6, does that reduce to be 2 pi over 3? Yes, it does. There was no shifting left or right. So, darn, thought I had the solutions on here. I do.
I have a question.
Yes.
I sometimes get confused with A and amplitude.
Pretty much A and amplitude are the same thing. Small, teeny tiny difference. So A is the number multiplying the trig function. So A is -7, technically. Amplitude is the absolute value of that. If you're standing upside down, are you now -5'5"? No, you're still 5 feet 5 inches tall.
Okay.
So amplitude is positive.
Yeah, that'd be so.
Yes, Ahmed.
You want the C button?
Oh, that's so slow.
So the C value. I don't remember who said it, but that negative pi over 4, it actually moves it. When is that 0? When x is positive pi over 4. So this moves, that negative moves it to the right. So there was no b value written, so the b is implied to be 1. 2 pi divided by 1 is 2 pi. Each slice is going to be pi over 4. Sorry. 2 pi divided by 4, which is pi over 2. But our shift was a quarter, so this was hard. So I needed extra marks because I needed to step pi over 2 each time, but the shift was pi over 4. Sarah, I just confused you.
I'm confused on if it's negative pi over 4, you're not supposed to move to the right? Like,
We did.
how?
That's to the right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start.
Oh, this is cosine. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was confusing the
Actually,
cosine.
it was a negative cosine.
Alright, yeah. I understand.
So it started at pi over 4, and I needed to add the period, which is 2 pi. 2 pi and fourths plus the starting point. I should end at 9 pi over 4, so over here is the end.
The only hard to accept is you have to read like left to right, right? Because you have to like do the amplitude and then you should add 1, and then you should go up 1.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
The way I graph these, I put all these dotted lines in there. It starts here, and then I count out the period distance later, and I put a dotted line there, and then I put in my vertical shift. And inside that little goalpost thing, I should fit a complete wiggle of the wave, whatever it is. But, I mean, if you've got your method, that's cool. Maya, did you have another?
I was just asking if like reciprocals of trig functions.
No.
Oh.
And honors, you don't need to graph them either, so, yeah.
I just wish you were a bit of graphing portion because will we also have to graph secant and cosecant?
That's what Maya just asked and what I just did. So, no, you need to be able to deal with sine and cosine and all of their up, down, left, right business. Okay. But
I wish we were doing it for
can you tell me, like, cosine normally starts high, low, or in the middle?
It starts with the highest.
Normally starts high. Melia, why did we start this one down there?
Because it's negative.
Because it's reflected that negative makes it upside down. So from the middle line is that positive 1. We're gonna go down 2 units. So from here, go down 1, 2. That's my first coordinate. Yes. Sorry. And guys, this is what we need to see is correct. You need to write the 5 coordinates of one complete wiggle. It started low, went to the 0, got to the high point, went to the 0, and went back down again. Get the X and Y coordinate correct. And they should be evenly spaced. All that good stuff. Yeah?
See.
We have plenty of time.
Yeah.
But, okay, so clear your desktop. And when you finish, you are to start the back of that worksheet. Can you scoot your desks a little bit apart? It's stupid.
Are some classes longer than others?
I don't know. All right, so when you're done, please start the back of the worksheet. There's the schedule for today. Clear your desk, put notes away.